Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Wednesday. We got the one and only Adrian Hernandez. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, everybody. I'm doing good, or afternoon or evening, whatever time you're watching this.
There you go. Hey, do us a favor. If you're watching at 2 or 3 a.m., leave a comment below. I want to know who's the after dark folks. So let us know.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Well, Adrian, first video we're going to do probably the rest of the year is what's going on in Orange County, what's going on in the Inland Empire. Tell us about it. It's just wacky, falling apart, crashing, just all kinds of nonsense.
It's interesting, very interesting. So if we looked at the last, 2 months, right, there's been a lot of cancellations. There's been obviously a lot of price reductions, as we all know. But what's interesting over the last 2 weeks is we've had more pendings in the last 2 weeks than we've had in the last month and a half combined. So just in the past 7 days in a corridor of South County, there were 34 properties that went into contract. Out of those 34, there were 58 new listings that hit the market. Out of that, I'm really paying attention to how many are canceling, how many are expired. And I'm looking at the numbers as I glance over to my left. And it's interesting because 2 months ago, we saw half of the properties either cancel or expire. Right now, we're seeing 3 expire. And if I look at cancellations, we only had 5. So I believe that the interest rate shock, what everybody thought was going to be much bigger, I think I think that shock is starting to go away. And the people that have to buy are realizing I need to buy right now. Now, I don't know if that's the right or wrong thinking for them, but I think a lot of them were just in a position where they were like, do we hold off? Do we not hold off? But things will change after Friday.
Yeah, it is going to be very interesting. What happens Friday? You think?
I believe they're talking about another rate.
Oh, so it'll be next Wednesday. It's the
Wednesday.
27th of July. So you got one more week. We're talking 75 basis points. It's going to be very interesting. The 10-year note just went over 3%. It was under 3% for about 2 weeks. Kind of your point exactly. I have a Matt the Mortgage guy who's actually after you. The average interest rate for about a 2-week period actually went down 30 basis points. It is now likely ticking up. I'll talk to Matt in an hour. But yeah, it's wild what is going on. It's funny because a couple of weeks ago, you brought to this channel, again, you have a playlist, the notion of an expired listing.
Right.
Let's talk about that a little bit more, because for about 2 years, you really didn't see expireds.
Not at all.
And maybe not everybody knows what an expired listing is, right? You sign a listing agreement. There is usually a clock on that. And an expired listing basically means that clock is run out. Is that a fair understanding?
Yep.
What is
run out? They cannot. They either price or whatever the case may be didn't sell the house.
It just didn't sell, right? For whatever it could be a long list of reasons.
Right.
What is the average in Orange County? Is it 90 days or 6 months? Do you know?
For a contract, it's about 90 days for a contract.
Okay, so again, you get a listing agreement. It's 90 days. So to see an expire in July, that means it was likely, again, just using average, signed in April. Is that fair?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. And again, Orange County, if people don't know Orange County, it's one of the more expensive locations in California. I'm guessing median home prices, single family home, standalone's got to be over $1 million, maybe
about 950. If we take average, 950.
Okay, 950. That's cool. So let's call it $1 million between friends. That's not a first time home for most people.
No, it's not.
No. But you also sell in the Inland Empire.
Yes.
Or flip in the Inland Empire. Inland Empire median's what? 400, 350?
450.
450. Okay. Different market. It's actually larger population and geographically. Is that fair?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Orange County's pretty tiny, right?
Compared to Inland Empire, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's going on out there? Same deal or different behavior?
Same deal. We're still seeing, it's interesting. We're seeing more expireds in the Inland Empire, but this is what I'm noticing. Agents they're not mastering the art of comping properties.
Yes.
And the properties, like, let's take a few steps back. So sorry, guys. Let's take a few steps back and let's take a look at, that's off. Let's take a few steps back and let's take a look at Orange County for a quick second.
Sure.
The properties that expired, because I'm checking them out right now, they were all drastically overpriced. So you had these people.
So give us a for example. Let's give us a look at one of them.
Yeah. So I'll take a look at this one in Laguna Hills. So the average, and I know this area pretty well, they listed it for 14999. It expired. It actually was only on the market for 21 days. Okay. But I want you to take a look at this. The average sale in this neighborhood is 125. So not only did they think, hey, oh, and by the way, they raised the price on day 15. They came on the market at 1399 and said, wait, hold on, we're getting showings. So let's go up 100,000. And they went up to 1499 only to experience nothing and have to come off of the market. Yeah. Now, I have a feeling this house will come back up, but I have a feeling it's going to come back up no more than I want to say no less than 135.
Right.
So you having these agents that are like, whoa, how much? Okay, well, what do you want to do? 1499. I got no other listings. Okay, let's do it.
Dude, this is exactly, again, I've been talking about July 20th, which is today, for about 3 weeks being the earth-shattering day. And I don't know if you saw it, but transactions down across the country.
Across the country.
Right, down to 5.1. We did 6.1. We are already down 1 million transactions. This, of course, is an annualized number, but still 1 million. Think about that. Right, you have all these agents that have been living high on the hog, doing essentially nothing and getting paid. Now the world's different.
Yep.
And yeah, dude, this is what's going to happen. Buyers are going to disappear even more. Cancellations are going to go up from here. You're going to have sellers FOMO, like, hey, let's go get top of market. We only missed it by a week. Let's go.
Yep.
And they're going to have wish pricing. So the amount of listings that are going to come on the market in the next 45 days, Adrian, it's going to dwarf what's happened the last couple of months. And it's mainly bogus BS pricing, all this wish pricing. The data is going to be so mucky. Where I'm going with this is, if you're an agent, you need to watch your time and watch your spend. You do not get paid just to take a listing. Some of you think you get paid to take a listing. You don't. You get paid for a closing.
Yep.
And if you're taking a 149 and a 125 market, good luck. Good luck.
And I want you guys to understand what happens. You bog down, you clog your pipe. When you take an overpriced listing, a listing that doesn't sell, what you do is you block any new listings that were supposed to come to you, that were supposed to sell the right way. You block those from coming to you, especially if you're not used to dealing with multiple listings at one time. So you guys, I want you all to really focus and double down on your pricing strategy, double down on your comparables. This is not going to be a game of getting deals under contract. Getting deals under contract is going to be very easy. Getting them sold is going to be the kicker. So unless you are mastering the comparables, unless you're mastering how to market, what you did yesterday to get a home sold will not work today. And I hope that you guys all really pay attention to that. Let's shift gears and let's look at Inland Empire real fast.
Please.
Inland Empire, we're still seeing properties selling. However, we're having major appraisal issues. Nobody wants to appraise. They can't either. We're not getting the appraisal, or the lender is getting towards the end of the deal. And I have this on 3 properties right now. They're getting towards the end of the deal to realize these people don't qualify anymore.
Oh,
they don't. When we look at it, they don't qualify. Or the buyer is going, my payment is what? And what? Oh yeah, no, we're backing out. We've had 2 cancellations on 2 properties. Both cancellations happened last week. We opened escrow the week before. They can't, because they canceled then, open. So this was the 3rd time around going into escrow on the same 2 properties, cancellations because of lenders.
Yeah. Again, this is all happening right now. Again, buyer demand, right? We lost 18 million potential buyers across the country when rates doubled. There are a lot of, again, Matt, the mortgage guys speak with after you. He told us there was a time where if you hadn't been pre-approved within 7 days, you were supposed to go back because rates move so fast. So if you're in contract for 45 days and you didn't do a rate lock, might be a problem, right?
Major problem. And then for those of you that are flipping, you guys don't go onto the market. Let's just say you're going to make 50 on a deal. Take the 20, reduce the price 30 grand, and get the house sold.
Yeah. If you're flipping today, again, I've been very clear, right? Omar and I talk on Tuesdays, I think, and we said it was the best time ever to flip like 14 months ago. I told him on a recorded session, dude, get small, remove inventory, frankly, it wasn't his situation, but I've told other flippers, take that 10K loss, get small. Your carrying costs will eat you alive.
Yep.
if you let it, right? This 10, 8, 9, whatever it is, hard money loans will eat you alive.
Yep.
So be
And
careful.
there's some really good deals right. And that's another thing, guys. For those of you flipping, you're plugging up your money. I'm coming across some great deals right now, like $300,000 spread, because you have these wholesalers who got this deal under contract super deep. They're no longer going to make 50. At this point, they just want to get it sold. So we have to be able to have the capital. We got to be able to come in super strong on our pricing. We have to double down on understanding comparables. And for all of us, we need to be paying a little bit more attention to what is on the market and what is selling versus what has sold.
Yeah. What I would tell you, complete outsider, is if you're using comps from 6 months ago, what are you doing?
Even 30 days ago.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Even what I'm looking at is what's sold. Okay. If it sold 30 days ago, I'm going to take, depending on the area, Inland Empire, I'm going to take 20 grand off just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the best thing. I get 2 or 3 offers. Right. Yeah. And now I can come up 5 or 6 grand, but it's much different. And you guys, this is the same thing when you're listing property. Yes. I see a lot of agents giving like 4.5%, 5%. Okay. Why don't we lower the price? The agent doesn't care. Like the agent's going to make their money. If you're offering 2% or 3%, it doesn't matter. The agent's going to show that house regardless. Yeah. Why not do it to the price? Because that's what everybody's seeing. So, the number of expireds in the Inland Empire, they're still really high because we have too many agents overpricing property, over-promising on sellers. And then another reason why expireds and cancellations are high in the Inland Empire is you just have, as you mentioned, that wishful thinking on high price. You have these sellers who believe we're still in the market as we were 60 days ago, and that's not the case. Yeah. Some are understanding it, but some are not.
Yeah, and then the last thing to close this out, a lot of this may seem negative, which again, sometimes facts skew that way. I want you all to realize as investors, this is the second best market we are heading into. I will admit that 2010 was a market that probably will never happen again, but this is likely to be the second best market because again, we're seeing, I'm going to find motivated sellers. My best deals in 22 years have always come from motivated sellers. What has been the hardest thing to find for 2 years? Motivated seller. They are coming. It is just started. This is not a call for it's tomorrow. It's a call for it's started. And as inventory builds and buyers run away and we get all of this mishmash of data, there are motivated sellers in that pile. It is my job to find them. It is your job to find them.
Yep.
Go do it.
But if you're chasing pennies, you'll never see the dollars.
There you go. Adrian, if people want to follow you, how should they do that?
Instagram at Adrian Hernandez. And you guys, make sure if you have not already hit that subscribe button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right. I see some of you watching this and you ain't even subscribed to the channel.
Yeah, it's right over there. Yeah.
Right,
click it right over there. Thanks, buddy.